Good morning to one and all persons here. Good morning to one and all persons here. Good morning to all. Very good morning. First of all, I would like to thank our management, respected principal sir, all department HODs, faculty of mechanical engineering department, and dear students. I feel honored to welcome the resource person, Mr. N. Sivasanmugam sir, assistant professor, selection grade, Rani Rajalakshmi Institute of Technology, Chennai, and also is an AIC member. And respected principal sir, all department HODs, IIC president of Muhammad Sadaq AJ College of Engineering, all faculty members of mechanical department, and dear students. Once again, I welcome you all for this webinar on design thinking, critical thinking, and innovation design. I am sure that you all will feel enriched with knowledge after completion of this event. Thanking you once again. Thank you for all students. Thank you. I hand over the section to further processing of Mr. Sivasanmugam sir. Sir, Sanmugam sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you continue, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Students, mute பண்ணுங்க.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon, 100% here. I'm Sivasanmugam, faculty from Department of Mechanical Engineering and Rajalakshmi Institute of Technology. Can anyone text me whether the voice is clear or not?
It's clearly clear, sir. Your voice is clear.
Okay, sir.
It's clear, sir.
Yeah, thank you. And before starting our content, design thinking, critical thinking, and innovative design, let us discuss something beyond the academic content. Okay. What we expect, or in our practical life, what we think about innovation. Students, can you type in chat box any kind of innovation? What you think it's a new one? One example I will tell a drone. Okay, the application of drone for all the cases. The application of drone for agriculture. The application of drone for delivery of food or some groceries. So, like that, can you mention any one innovation which you feel as new? I think it is not lecturing. Okay, it should be a discussion forum. Can anyone? You can type in chat box. Which you consider as innovative one. Nanotechnology. Okay. Any physical model which we can see with our naked eye. Okay, let me play one small video now. Is video visible? Is video visible, guys? Okay.
சார் ஆடியோ வரல.
Sir, voice is not audible.
Right, yes. This is one kind of innovation which more people are expecting, right? Because nowadays we are using a paper for taking printouts, but after that it kept as a waste, right? So to make it as a reusable paper, instead of making a paper reusable, the printing it can be modified. What we print in our paper, again, it's possible to erase with a new technology. That's a process going with that Israeli company. So where the design thinking starts, first we need to find what is our requirement, right? What is our requirement? Based on the requirement only, we will start to work. Generally, to talk about a design thinking, generally design thinking, it is a human-centered approach. First thing, it's a human-centered approach, not with any other. It's a human-centered approach to innovation that draws from designer toolkit. Is it clear? I think. Yeah. Yeah. Designer toolkit to integrate three category we are considering here. The first one is the need of people, what the people expect. The second one, the possibilities of technology. What are the technologies we have to satisfy the needs of people? And third one, what is the requirement for the business success? See, everything is based on the business. So we need to think about our the future of our company also. So definitely these three need to be interconnected. The need of people, what are the possibilities of technology, and what is the focus of our business, forecasting of our business. Okay. Combining these three, we will plan a new design. We will make any product. This is called as a design thinking. Okay. And generally, design thinking, it focuses heavily on understanding the user, their need, their environment as the starting point. So where the product starts, any kind of product, it starts only from customer, isn't it? Do you agree? Any kind of slippers, shoes, and everything. So the concept is, the base of the concept is, we have to plan what the people need, okay, and what is the technology available with us, and how do we expand our business to make our focus, okay. And this basic contains 5 phases. First one, empathize; second, define; third phase, ideate; fourth one, prototype; and fifth stage is test. Okay. So generally, a design thinking phases, when we are concerned about these phases, first we need to observe the locality, okay, or we need to observe the people, those who are going to becoming our end user or customer, and we need to make an empathy. Empathy is a documentation of the customer requirement, which is called as a empathy, and we need to create ideas to satisfy their needs, and the product is to be developed. The developed product, it need to be made as a prototype. Prototype is making a model. And next one, making a test and evaluation of product. Testing and evaluation of product, which will make us 100% of success. But all these things are combined with a human need. It's a human-centric approach. Because human-centric approach, instead of using the human, we can call it as customer-centric approach. Okay. And here we have two different zones. First zone is
good morning.
Students, video mute பண்ணுங்க.
Yeah, first which we analyze, okay, which we analyze from the local area. The problem zone, we are identifying the need of customer. We are identifying what are the risk they are facing to utilize our products. We identify what is the initial drawbacks in the technology. And here the second half, it's a solution zone. In solution zone, we are making a solution. We are creating a solution, and successfully we are implementing, and we are nullifying the effect of the drawbacks. And why do we think the design thinking is a critical today? Which means the single product, it cannot be used for single purpose. That's a major reason. Okay, a product, it can be produced and it is marketed for any one purpose, but it will not be utilized for the same. And second thing, there is a more competition nowadays. More competition. So each and every day there might be a change, and each and every product the customer are expecting some improvement. Okay, so definitely the design thinking is becoming a critical task nowadays. But when we are doing a design thinking, when we are making a part, then definitely it will help the company to understand what the customer need and how to improve their sales, and how can they forecast the next 10 years or 20 years. Okay, how can they achieve their goals in their business? So everything is possible with the case of design thinking, right? Generally, research has been done in the open market. Based on the research, it is arrived that 1 in 3 customer will leave the brand they love after a bad experience. It is very, very simple days nowadays. Okay, even we are buying mobile phones, and some people, they will use their phones for 3 or 4 years, and some people, they use to change their phone for every year, isn't it? For every year they are changing the phone. While changing the phone, they may not follow the same company. They may search about the different companies, because at current situation we have so many inputs to find the products, or we can analyze the user of products. We can make a comparison statement between the models, between the companies, isn't it? So by making all the analysis, and most of the time, nearly 80% of customer, they are changing to other company. Okay, this was the research made from the sales team. Okay, in the market sales team, the research was made, and obviously 80% of customer, when they are changing the product, they are changing the company. And also the second case, the customers are ready to pay extra amount also, the premium amount for get the good experience. Around 13% of people are ready to pay the premium price. Okay, so by combining these two, definitely we need to make a component which is possible with higher level technology and to satisfy the customer requirement. All these things need to be analyzed and need to be finalized. Okay, so I have said we have 5 phases, isn't it? We have 5 phases: emphasize, define, ideate, prototype, and testing. So what are these 5 stages, and what are the requirements and what we need to do in every stage? Yeah, first phase is a empathize one. A empathize is, it is a documentation of customer mind. Okay, what they need, or what are the risk, what are the issues they are facing while using our product. All the things need to be documented. That document, that empathy of customer is a complete resemblance of the customer. Okay. And generally, the empathy we can classify in 3 cases: cognitive empathy, emotional empathy, and compassionate empathy. In first thing, in cognitive empathy, we will be look the product from the customer point of view. Okay, so if they are saying any complaints regarding our product, we need to look at the product from their perspective. And second one, emotional empathy, we need to give values for the emotion of customer. Definitely, it is important. The emotion of customer need to be valued. For example, the emotional empathy we are following in Cinefield. In Cinefield, they are using this emotional empathy. What the customer require, which means the audience, what kind of scenes they need. Okay, so they are giving the importance, the emotion of the audience, right? And third one is compassionate empathy. A compassionate empathy is one where we will be looking the issues of customer. What are the issues they are facing? What are the pains of the customer? All those things will be analyzed, and based on the decision will be made. It's a compassionate empathy. And in empathy driven, empathy means, as I told, empathy is the resemblance of customer mind. Okay, so we have 3 parts in empathy driven. The first one is persona, which represent the target customers. Okay, representation of our target customer. So the personas, it could be a document. Okay, the persona is a document. The document which has the views of customer towards our product, the issues faced by the customer, and the lagging of technologies with respect to our products. So what are the points the customer they are giving? We will be recording all those things. Okay, and to make this personas, we can follow some steps. The first one, interview or observe. We can make a small interview with the customer. In open market, we can have an interview. Otherwise, we can collect a feedback from customers, right? And find patterns in the interviews, responses, and action. Use pattern to group similar people together. So use patterns to group, which means we are collecting a feedback from our customer, or we are making a small interview. In that interview, we need to separate the people, or we need to segregate the people those who are facing issues, the people those who are talking about the technology drawback, the people those who are talking about the internet application of our product, those people who are talking about the price of the product. So like that, we need to segregate the people, which is called, here I mentioned as a pattern. We need to segregate the people based on their mentality or based on their aspects. Okay. And by considering all these things, we can create the personas. Personas is nothing but the representation of customer. Okay. What they need to express, whether they need to express in terms of price, in terms of quality, in terms of technological development, or in terms of weight or any other. And second one, customer journey mapping. A customer journey mapping is here we record. Okay, we record. We will interact with the customer. We record the touch points. Here we have a new term, touch point. A touch point is nothing but what is the major word they are using while talking about our product. So if most of the customers they are talking while talking about the product, they are talking about the price of the product, then our touch point is cost. Okay. Most of the customer they are talking about the technological drawback. Our touch point is the R&D department, is research and development, right? So the in customer point of view, we need to analyze what is the touch point of our organization. Thereby we can improve the product. And how to create that journey map? First, define our objective. Our objective is to read the customer mind, right? To read the customer mind, we can have many number of questions. We can give many number of questions for them. Let them to answer for all by giving a yes or no, or by giving a grades from 1 to 5. As like I think you have an experience with feedback, faculty feedback, or any feedback for any product. They will be giving the range from 1 to 5. Like that, we need to define our objective first. The list of questions is our objective. Gathering information, gathering the information which is making yes or no question, or getting the points. Okay. Identify your customer touch points. Touch points means for which criteria or for which point they are giving very least mark for us. Okay, we need to identify that point is considered as touch point. Then outline the key stages of your customer experience. We have marked many number of features regarding our product. Suppose consider a product which is a two-wheeler. Okay, two-wheeler. We have so many strategies to analyze a two-wheeler. The first thing is whether the vehicle structure is compact or not compact. The second one, mileage. The third one, the comfortability to drive. Okay. Fourth, pickup. Fifth one, what about the suspension system? Sixth one, cost. So we will be segregating so many things, and we will be giving mapping with the strategy with the technology. Okay, we will be considering two cases. In the first thing, we can take a technology as one box. Okay, so we can have a number of technologies. List out the number of technologies here. Technology 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and what are the customers' requirement here regarding the arrangement of seat, regarding the regarding the usage of oil, regarding the suspension system, regarding the cost. So while implementing which technology, which can be mapped for higher rate or lower rate. So like that, we need to map all the points and validate our result. Once again, we need to analyze our result, and based on this mapping, we will start to make any change on our product. Okay, and the important thing, the mapping, it must be a living document. It's highly important. Living document in the sense it need to be updated periodically. That is a new thing. It need to be updated periodically. Okay, then only we can make changes continuously with our product. The empathy map, here we need to find what are the gains and pains of the customer. Okay, so to analyze this pain and gain, we need to see the product from their point of view. From the customer point of view, we need to see the product, and from the customer point of view, we need to think and feel about their product. Okay, if you want to make any one product, first you need to plan whether it's possible to make from the customer point of view, and we need to hear the points, the valid points given by the customer, and finally the say and do. What are the things we require that need to be said in the manufacturing unit, and we need to analyze what are the manufacturing feasibilities to make the product a successful one. So all these things are to be considered, and this is the empathy phase. In empathy phase, what we are doing, we are taking the responsibility for customer's requirement, or we are reflecting the mind of customer. And second, a different stage. In this stage, we need to establish a clear idea what we need to do. Okay, because the customer, they may give so many points. In customer point of view, we can think differently. But what is the possible? What we need to do? The clear idea, it need to be defined inside the manufacturing unit. Then only it is possible to make any kind of research project, or we can make any product to satisfy our customer. So this stage is considered as a second stage. So in second stage, what we are creating, we are making a document, a problem statement. The document is called as problem statement. Okay. The problem statement is to be prepared. The problem statement, it must comprise all the details which we have collected from the market or from the customer. Okay. So what are the possibilities for making the problem statement? It establish the need of customer, and it need to be justify the need. Okay. The customer need, it can be anything. The customer need, they can expect the Royal Enfield for 60,000. Is it possible? Not at all possible, right? So their expectation can be anything, but the justification need to be given for the expectation. Is it possible, or the expectation is in right manner or not? Everything need to be given in the problem statement. And third one, understand the problem and its wider context. Okay. The problem need to be defined clearly, because if you are not having any clear idea regarding the perception of a customer, it is not at all possible to implement any new ideas inside the unit, right? And based on this thing, finally we need to create a problem statement. So a problem statement, which is used in our company or in our manufacturing unit, the problem statement, it is a complete representation of the customer need and also the analyzed thing. So to make this document, we can follow different method. One method is a 5 why analysis. Why we have to do. Okay. And basically the 5 why we can explain with this one. Okay. The first one, a customer complaint. Consider a building which they are working in. We can consider anyone software companies. They are working in IT, CTS, TCS or anything. There is a complaint from the employee, which is considered as a customer complaint. Okay. And why they complain? We are finding the reason. Okay. They found some smell in the office that is being complained. And what could be the reason for that? The housekeeping staff sprayed air freshener. They made housekeeping staff blame, warned, and fired. These are the things which we done. Okay. But whether is it enough to stop this kind of activities in future means definitely not. Then why it has happened? We are going to the next thing. It happened in AC vent. There is the dead lizard. Okay, it is removed now. But is it a right reason, right solution for the given problem? Means no. Again, they are searching why it happened. There is a hole or gap in the AC vent. They sealed the gap. Is it a right solution for the given problem? No. Then again they are asking why. There is no maintenance done for last 8 years. Okay. So the problem where it starts, there is no maintenance for last 8 years. So that need to be solved. Okay. There must be a preventive maintenance, or there must be a periodical maintenance sheet need to be followed. Okay. So instead of making changes, instead of taking actions at this stage, the root cause for the problem is there is no proper maintenance. So we need to make number of questions inside the unit to find what is the root cause for this. Okay. So it's a first method to make our problem statement. A second method is star busting. A star busting, which we can call it as a 5W and 1H strategy. 5W here. 5W and 1H strategy. Who need this improvement, or who makes the issue? Who makes that issue? And second, what kind of issue they told? Okay, which means what kind of, what is the root cause? Why they told that? Why they raised that issue? Like third one, where, which considers a location, which part of people make that issue. Okay, which part of people giving that particular feedback. And fourth one, why? Why means the reason. Why they have mentioned that particular feedback. Why they have mentioned the particular point while getting the feedback. And fifth one, when. It's a time is important. When. And finally, how. How the process is being done on the product. So if they are giving any one problem, we will give the answer for the 6 questions. Okay, who have given that particular issue, and what category of issue it is, where it occurs, why it occurs, and when it occurs. Finally, how. What is the technology, or what is the mechanism behind it. And third one, we can create a cause and effect. The cause and effect diagram, it's a simple case only. We have a problem, and we will analyze all the possibilities of the causes which create the problem. Okay. Actually, what I told here, the people, who, elements, what, location, where, timing, when, the reason and cause, why. The same thing will be covered here. People, what kind of process, what kind of equipment we use, and how the materials are being selected for the product, in which environment it is being used. Okay. So everything will be considered. And finally, we included the management constraint also here, because there may be the possibility of the management constraint. To increase the profit, they need to decrease the initial cost of the product. So they may have made some changes with the product. That could be the reason for creating that problem. So cause and effect is one more method to make a problem statement. We have 3 methods, right? 5-way analysis, star busting, and cause and effect. These 3 things is used to create a problem document. And a third phase, ideate. In ideate phase, we need to create the idea, or we are making a solution. That's it. Simply, we can say we need to make a solution. Where already we collected the information from customer. Second thing, we have made the problem statement, what need to be done, that we identified. And third one, how it is to be done. Okay, what are the ideas we have to solve the problem. Okay, so design thinking, it encourages the user to think of creative ways to ideate the solution. So creating the ideas, that's it. There are different techniques for ideation. Yeah, one is brainstorming. In brainstorming, there will be a group of people who are involving in the particular product. There may be the R&D team, manufacturing head, the management, purchasing set, material researcher, everything. Everyone will be combined together, and the problem will be given for them. The problem will be given from the group. They will be giving number of solutions, and all the solutions will be filterized to make a final record solution. And here we have 2 different type of thinking. One is generative thinking and evaluative thinking. Yeah, generative thinking one, which will only think about the basic use of product. Okay, basic use of product, for which purpose we are using the product, they will be thinking that only. But in evaluative thinking, discussing what is the technology behind the product, what are the feasibilities of making the changes. Okay, generally the generative thinking, except the R&D people, all the people will be considered to be in generative thinking. A second phase comes to the R&D. Okay, these two are considered as the 2 phases of brainstorm. Okay, first they will be giving the feedbacks, they will be giving solutions, but originally we need to analyze whether the given solution is possible or not, isn't it? Because for the product, for the particular product, for the particular life of product, for the cost, is it possible to make any change? And for making a brainstorming, we have 3 steps. One is prepare a group, Second one, present the problem to group members. And third one, guide the discussion. Okay. Guide the discussions, host the discussion. Okay. To prepare the group, we will be choosing the people from different sectors. Okay, those who are, as I already we covered. And second, present the problem. The presenting the problem, already we had the problem statement, right? The problem statement, again, it will be segregated. The problem statement pertaining to the cost, the problem statement pertaining to the product technology. So that will be given, that will be presented to a team, and the team will be giving solutions. All the solutions need to be recorded. And a second, one more possible case is reverse brainstorming. So reverse brainstorming is a very good practice to have anything, because normally we all think about a brainstorming. We have a problem, how to solve the problem. So, okay, definitely it is our mind will think like that only. We have a problem, how to solve the problem or how to prevent the problem. But we need to think what create that problem. Okay, what are the possibilities to create the problem? We have to close all the possibilities, right? Which is called as a reverse brainstorm. Okay, this is a case. How do I solve or prevent this problem? Instead of asking this question, we should make a question: how could I possibly cause the problem? What are the possibilities there? And second one, how do I achieve this result? We need some output, right? We are thinking about how to obtain that output. But instead of using such a thing, we need to think how could I possibly achieve the opposite effect? Okay. How do we stop that output? What are the possibilities we have to stop our required output? So, which is called as a reverse brainstorm. So, definitely we will think so many points here. Okay. The reverse brainstorming, just to try in our daily activities also. Okay. Our intention is to catch the bus. A simple concept. Our intention is to catch a bus, right? So instead of how to catch the bus, what are the things which will stop us for doing that activity? Okay, which will make late for us. We need to identify all the activities. If you change all the activities, no need to think about our output. Definitely, we can reach our output, which is called as a reverse brainstorm. Third one method for ideate is a scamper. The scamper, it's a mnemonic set. S stands for substitute, C stands for combine, A adopt, M modify, P put to another use, E eliminate, or reverse. So by combining all these things, we call it as a scamper. A scamper is one more method to identify a new method, new idea, to create a new idea. So a scamper is nothing. Substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to other use, eliminate. So here we need to know substitute. How do we replace one thing with other? If you want to replace a technology, how do we replace? If you want to change a product change a small part of a product, okay, what part need to be changed? And how do we change that part? Do we change the company? Do we change the material? All those things need to be decided. And a combine, which is a combination. Is there any additional activities can be added with it? Any additional facility can be added with our product? And adapt is to make the product completely to meet the need of customer. Adaptation. Okay. And next one, modify, magnify, or minify. Changing the size, modifying the design. Everything will be considered in M. Put to other users. Already we made a product. Its intended purpose is one, but we will be introducing some other usage for the product. Okay, so that the product it can get populated. So the best example for this case is in starting period, the mobile phones, it was used only for sending messages and for making call. Then on next version, the radio, right? The radio which was implemented in mobile phone. and in next version we can play games, and we can play movies. Right now we are using memory cards with our mobile phones. The mobile phone is used for many purposes, so that can be considered as best example for this case. And eliminate is what are the things need to be changed from our product, which is which we consider as the extra or waste in our product. All those things need to be removed. This method of creating the idea is called as scamper. And in fourth phase, we are getting a prototype. A prototype is nothing but making a model, right? It's a model. It looks like a working sample in physical and also in working condition. For everything, it need to be a resemblance of a model. Okay. So it's a rudimentary working sample, model, mock-up, or just a simulation of actual product. Okay, based on which it created or based on which it works. And here we have two types of prototype: high fidelity and low fidelity prototype. In high fidelity prototype, allows you to validate usability and workflow. The low fidelity, it will be allow us to validate the overall design concept. So here it's a higher level. Okay, it's a higher level. Only we will consider about the usage, and it is a next lower level. We are in deep level. We will be considering all the design concepts with respect to the product. Okay. And we are making a prototype. It need to be a quality one. It must represent the basic of the part. It must represent the dimension. It must represent the aesthetic design looking of our product. Everything need to be represented clearly in the prototype, because we are making a miniature. Prototype is nothing but a miniature, isn't it? So there it must be, all the points need to be taken care. And second one, precision. Precision is with respect to dimension. We reduced the dimensions of product, and also we need to maintain the precision with respect to the dimension of the product. And third one, functional. The function of prototype, it must equal to the function of the product. Okay, we are making, even though we are making it in small size or small size, definitely it need to work as our original part. The fourth one is improvisation. The improvisation is nothing but how we can give some changes. Okay, a good prototype is one which can be improvised on with a minimum effort. Okay, that is called as improvise. This is one of the most important aspect of prototype, since the prototype is a subject of many improvisation. We need to make changes, continue change right? So to make that all the changes, we need to consider the points which will make the effect on development of our product. So we will consider these 4 points to make a good product. And storyboard is nothing but it's a communication, a small script regarding the product. Okay, a narration, how the parts could be. For example, in any advertisement for a 4-wheeler, they will be narrating the facilities of the product, right? So that is a storyboard. And the final phase of the design thinking is testing. Okay. So among these 5, only the result it can be the result can be filled only in testing stage, because the testing it gives the output. Testing is a space for the user to experience the prototype without any questions, without any guidance, without making any controversial questions. Simply we are testing the product and we are getting the output. And it is the opportunity for any design thinking team, okay, to collect a proper data related to the product, because in R&D they have made the analysis and everything has been done. Okay, we made everything theoretically, but when we test the product, when we test our requirement, of our product requirements, then only we can collect the data from it. And while making any validation approach, we will consider these three things: a feasibility, desirability, and viability. A desirability is the willingness of people, right? It's a willingness of people, and the viability is the business constraints which we have, and feasibility is the technology. What is the possible to make a changes? And definitely these three need to be interconnected. Suppose a business violation is there and the people desirable is there, but there is no particular technology to satisfy this region. In this region, there is the emotional innovation. Okay, we can make a material change. We can make a change the material, or the customer they change the brand. Okay, everything will be considered in this region. Suppose there is no viability in business, the people desirability is there, and the technological availability is there. Only we can change the functional innovation. Okay, it's a requirement of customer. To satisfy the customer, we have the technology with same cost, so which is a functional innovation. No need to discuss with the management team. Suppose there is no complaint from the people, technology is available, and the business people are ready. Okay, it is called as a process innovation. Process innovation is nothing but improving the product. Okay, day by day they are increasing the name of company. Okay. But when we are considering all these things, in business point of view, in people, in customer requirements, and the technological developments and the technological availability, while we consider all these things, then we will get an experience innovation, which is a design thinking. Okay. So we will be considering some factors. For making this evaluation, we will be using some factors. What are the budget constraints we have? And what is the need of the customer, proper need of the customer? And what are the elements in current way of doing things that need to be retained? What are the things we need? And our ergonomics important. Ergonomic is nothing but the working with the machine. While working the machine, what is our body movement? What is our finger movements? Everything will be calculated to measure the total cost of machining time. Okay. And is there any time frame in which you need the solution? That's highly important. Already, as we discussed, we collected the information from customer. We have collected the technological availability. We have discussed everything all over. But what is the time period to implement that in practical? Okay, that also need to be noted in evaluation stage. Generally, this design thinking process, first is empathize. It's a diverge case. Okay, diverge case in the sense we are collecting the information from customer. Many informations will be collected. We have so many informations. And second one, reframing the empathize, which is define or defining our issues. So, but from all the issues, we will be coming to a single point, which is a problem statement. Here, the stage is problem statement. And again, the problem statement is given to collect the possible solutions by brainstorming or 5 ways on by following different methods. So here we have number of solutions, right? Here we have number of solutions to our issues, and all the solutions will be prototyped and tested. Finally, we will arrive a single point. The solution will be obtained as the output that will be implemented in product. This region is a problem region. This region is a solution region. Okay, so the structure, it will change from the design challenge to the solution. And these are the different tools which are using in every stage. I have explained some of the tools here. Okay, empathize, a design challenge, stakeholder mapping. Stakeholder mapping is nothing but customer mapping. The context mapping. Context mapping, for a product, we will be making this mapping. Roadmap, entograph research, everything. Like that, we have so many tools for every stage. For in framing, in IDA, in prototype, low fidelity prototype. We can create a paper prototype. Like that in IDA, stakeholder value mapping, brainstorm, brainstorming is there. Think different. Think different is nothing but we can consider the reverse brainstorming as think different. Think wrong also. Brainwriting. Okay, I thought to discuss about brainwriting. In brainwriting is one, we will think about the product. Okay, we will think about the product and we will be writing the positives and negatives of our product. Okay, we will think about and we will write positives and negatives of the product. Critical thinking, design thinking, all those things are interrelated one. Okay, finally our output is the customer requirement is need to be satisfied. Okay, and the utilization of our product need to be improved. So to make this two as success, the continuous improvement in technology is required, the continuous improvement in research, the continuous improvising the product usage, all the things need to be done. Okay, we can have a small activity. You can make it with yourself after the completion of the session. Just identify uses of these parts. For example, we will discuss about only one now. What about the use of pen now? What is the use of pen? Pen is used to write. It's a primary. Pen is used to write. And any other use of pen? Okay, right, you discuss yourself. Okay, what is the intended use of pen is writing. But other than writing, it can be used for some other applications also. Nowadays, in reverse side of pen, there will be a small tube which comprises a sanitizer. You can use the pen as a sanitizer spray as well as for writing purpose. Think about the different product and how the product can be varied. What is the new ideas we can create pertaining to the product, and what are the possibilities to implement? All those things we can consider. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Now I request our Dr. Sindami Selvi Madam, IIC President, Muhammad Sadaq AJ College of Engineering, for giving vote of thanks. Ma'am?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to all. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our management for giving us kind support and encouragement in organizing a webinar. In a very special way, I thank our chief guest, Mr. Shiva Shanmugam, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Rajalakshmi Institute of Technology, Chennai, for delivered a talk on design thinking, critical thinking, and innovation design. Thank you so much, sir. I also thank our principal, sir, heads of all the departments, faculty members, and dear students. Once again, I thank one and all. Thank you.
I would like to thank sir. I would like to thank the HOD sir, Prasad sir, and my dear colleague Vigneshwaran, and also our HOD for making this a successful one. And I thank to the management which has given this opportunity to participate with the event conducted by IAS. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You delivered a nice talk, sir. We elaborately discussed about for the critical thinking and design thinking. We learned a lot from your talk, sir. Once again, thank you so much on behalf of MIC, IIC, as well as Department of Mechanical Engineering. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you. Thanks.
Shanmugam, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Shall I leave, sir?